There's no question that the pandemic has changed life as we know it, but the effects have been especially tough on kids. A new survey of more than 32,000 parents conducted last summer shows the lockdown affected their children's mental health. Nearly a quarter of parents described their child as angry or agitated. More than a quarter of kids were anxious or stressed. Researchers say the interruption of in-school instruction seems to have been the biggest impact. About a third of parents say their child was lonely and their peer relationships suffered. Children who are born early face a high risk of developmental difficulties. That's according to a new French study that tracked about 3,000 preemies. It showed about half of those born between 24 and 26 weeks received at least one developmental intervention by the age of 5. Even children born between 32 and 34 weeks experienced some difficulties. 12% had severe neurological disabilities and 34% had mild developmental problems. A new study reveals people of color are more likely to be affected by air pollution. Scientists with the University of Illinois looked at exposure to fine particulate pollution in the U.S. They found people of color at every income level had disproportionately high exposure. White people had lower than average pollution exposure, except for types linked to coal and agriculture. Gender-affirming surgery may have a positive effect on the mental health of transgender people. Harvard researchers analyzed survey data involving more than 27,000 transgender individuals. They found that those who had gender-affirming surgery were less likely to experience psychological distress, substance abuse, and suicidal thoughts than those who did not have the surgery. Experts say these findings support the need to provide these surgeries to transgender people who seek them. Now let's check in with Hutch for a last look at the forecast. Hutch?
Stacy, here's what you need to know this evening. Temperatures in the FM area pretty fair. In fact, we're getting real close to 70 degrees here. Jamestown and Oaks are already there, as is Sisseton. To the north, a little cooler in Grand Forks at 66 degrees. Now, a cool front has pushed through, and we still have a pretty cool flow from the north out of our international border counties there. So 50s for you this evening. Our wind is going to remain gusty, but overnight it settles down a bit. Tomorrow it returns, but it'll be from the south. A warm front comes through as we go through the day, bringing a chance for a spotty sprinkle. A few clouds out there and temperatures that will be on their way back into the 60s again as we continue to work towards that weekend forecast that has a 80-degree reading.